Hey, what's up guys? This is Brandon from Halo Vision, and I customize halo headlights and taillights for Infinitis and Nissans. And today I'm going to be showing you how to hook up these LASFit LED bulb conversions. And this bulb is going to be replacing the main D2R, D2S low beam, high beam bulb. And that's going to be the same bulb that works for all the Infiniti Gs, Nissan Zs, as well as plenty of other Nissans and Infinitis. This right here, this is an OEM HID bulb, and this is what we're going to be replacing with the LASFit LED bulb conversion. And as you can see, size wise they're about the same size, so you won't have any fitment issues, and it will have the same little slots so it fits right into the socket, no issues. So instead of the igniter, after you remove that, the new LED bulb is going to plug into this wire right here. These wires you're going to run through the headlight, and then this is your power and your ground wire. And these aren't plug and play, but it is just two wires, so I'll show you how to hook these up. It's really simple. So I'm actually in the process of customizing these 350Z headlights right here. So since I already have these opened up, I'm going to run the wires through the inside of here. But since you guys are just adding the bulb, you can just unscrew the cap on the back, which is going to screw right there, which accesses the headlight bulb. And then this is the cap for these headlights. You're just going to drill a hole right here, put a rubber grommet, and then you're going to run the wires through that. And then I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So this is what these bulbs look like out of the box. Super good packaging. And these are the LASFit LA Plus D2 model, and these are the wires that it comes with. And then remember, you're gonna have to plug this in to that, and then make sure line up the red positive wire with a plus and the black negative wire with the minus sign. So this plug right here usually plugs into the ballast, but like I said, the ballast is no longer powering these LED bulbs. But you do still have to have the ballast on to plug the hole on the bottom, and make sure to use the rubber O-rings so no water gets in there, and screw all three screws on tight. And then once you cut off the plug and wire everything, you can just plug this back into the ballast, mainly just to block these little connectors from getting water damage if you ever need to use the ballast for whatever reason down the line. So once you have these wires ran through the rubber grommet, it's going to look like that. And these metal prongs, you're going to cut these off and strip the wire back. And you're going to attach these to these two wires. So in order to drill a hole into the cap, you're going to use a step drill bit right there. And then these are my three favorite rubber grommets to use. This one is by far my favorite. This one is a little pricey, but it's super good. This is what it looks like installed onto the headlight, and it's real tight and it holds the wires real snug so no water gets in there. And then my second choice is this one. So once you install that onto the cap, you can cut a little slit in the center using a razor blade, but not too big because you don't want water to get in. And then this is another style that I like a lot. And this one, you basically put these two locking nuts on either side of the cap and then run the wire through, and then you spin it to tighten it, and it will tighten around the wire. So that also allows no water to get in there. So I'll put links to all three of these. Alright, so to install these in there, it's just like any other bulb. You're going to squeeze these little prongs off of there, and then line that part up with the top right here. Make sure it's on there flat. And once you get it lined up on there flat, you're going to bend these around the fan and make sure you squeeze them into place, and then you shouldn't be able to move once you're done. And to make sure that the cutoff line for the LED bulb is flat, how it's supposed to be, you're gonna wanna have this wire facing straight down like it is right now. And you can like adjust it like that, but you want the wire sticking straight down. So one cool thing about these bulbs that I actually just found out about is that if you're having trouble getting the fan to go around these little metal hooks, you can actually pull this apart like that, and you can put that in there, hook these down, and then you can just push it back in. So these are the type of crimp connects I use all the time. It has two sets of teeth that grip onto the wire and the sleeving of the wire, so it has double the crimping strength. And I use this style of a crimp tool that works perfectly for those. And then adhesive lined heat shrink. But you can use other style crimp connectors like these. This is a non-insulated one. This is an insulated butt connector. This is like a solder stick. And you can use a more standard, these are like the cheap wire strippers and crimp tools. I prefer this style of wire stripper, and these are the ones that you want to stay away from. You don't want to use T-taps like these or this style, because neither of those are waterproof, so you don't want to have any water damage to the headlights, because that could cause all sorts of electrical issues. But whichever style crimp connector that you use, make sure to use the adhesive lined heat shrink. So this is the end result. Once you have the wires properly crimped and the heat shrink fully shrunk down, you won't have any gaps or openings on the end of the heat shrink, so no water will get in there. So here the bulbs are turned on with the low beam on. It's nice, bright, pure white 6000K color. Looks so good.